Hello, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Learning Technologies, it is my pleasure to welcome you aboard Flight DCS 123 with service to Australia. In preparation for departure, be certain that your seat back is straight up and your tray table is stowed. Make sure that your carry-on items and any distractions are placed completely under the seat in front of you. Mobile phones are not approved for use in flight and during learning. Again, welcome aboard. Hello, this is Trisha, your tour guide. On this excursion in Australia, I'm going to show you how to create an assignment that allows students to type and draw on any type of document. Let's get started. So over here on the left in navigation, we're going to click on Assignments. Once you do that, you're going to see that there are these icons next to the assignment, and this one says assessment and it has a rocket, which means it's going to be like quiz type where it has questions. And then we also have one that's labeled activity with a piece of paper with a pencil. So for this type of assignment, we are going to actually make a copy of the DC, which stands for duplicate copy. So we're going to, over here on the right, click on the 3 vertical dots and hit duplicate. So now we have a template that we can start from to create this assignment. So I'm going to click on this copy that I just made, and we're going to click the edit button. From here, this is where you can title the activity. So I'm going to say it's math, addition, facts to 20. You can type in your overview. Your learning targets. So I would use the curriculum map. So I have it open in another page. So I'm going to open that. And let's scroll over. Copy that over. Okay. And then you can list success criteria, any resources that you want to link, maybe a website that you want to link that we learned in a previous excursion. If you have grading details, remember everything that you do or you don't want to use, you can always delete. How to submit, you might want to give them directions on how they can submit. And here's some technical support for the students that you could just leave here. So if they're having trouble submitting their assignment. So give it a point value. And this is the most important part. We're going to do submission type and we're going to select online and student annotation. Okay. From here, it's going to ask you to either if you've uploaded the file to already into your course, or if you haven't yet uploaded it, you can upload the file from your computer. So I'm going to click on upload file. And you need to remember where you put it. In this case, I put it in my downloads. Okay. Notice it's a PDF. And you can, how many submission types, it's automatically defaulted to unlimited, but if you want to limit it to the number of attempts, and also with this, you can change per student if you want some of your students to be allowed, if they have it like on their 504 that they need more submissions, you can change that per student, but I can set it for the entire class to 2 submissions. And then You can put a due date. This would hide it so that the students can't do it anymore. So I usually, best practice is I just put a due date. And then hit save and publish. Earlier I stated that the document was a PDF. Please note that I do want to make it known that you can include any type of document. So it could be a Word document, PowerPoint document, it could be a PDF, any thing that you can, a file that you can load onto Canvas could be used for the students to be able to write or draw in it. So let's take a look at what the student view looks like when they receive the assignment. So I'm going to click in the upper right corner on student view, and the only way I can click on student view is because it is published. All right, so they have the directions here and how many attempts, if there is a due date, anything that you wrote in the directions will show up here for the students. And then the document already opens for the students to start doing their work. So the first thing that I could do is I could actually type on the document. So here I'm putting my cursor where I want to type and putting my answers. Okay. The other option that the students have available to them is to draw. So they can use that little marker. They can choose their color, and they can also choose the thickness of the line. So I'm going to start writing on the document. Okay, so as you can see, I've answered those first 3 questions, and over here, do you notice that there's a check mark? This is something that would have to be specified in your instructions that the students will need once they like what they wrote. They are going to have to click on the check mark for these numbers to stay for the students. If they try to submit without hitting the check mark, it will not store what they drew on the paper that you gave them. So as they complete their work, once they are done, at the very bottom, there is a submit assignment. If they haven't finished their work and they click out of this assignment, it should still store their answers that they've put so far. Once they submit their work, they're saying, I'm done with this assignment. So I'm going to pretend like I'm done and submit the assignment. Okay. Now, at the top, you see that there's an opportunity for the student to click on a new attempt. Once they click this button and want to try again, please note that the document that they'll receive is empty. So it's not like it's storing the work that they did so far. So if they want to store their work, they should not submit the assignment. Once they're finally done, they submit the assignment. Okay, so let's take a look at what this looks like from the teacher when they're grading. So I'm in the assignment here, and I can click on Speed Grader as the teacher. And when I open Speed Grader, I have all the list of students here that have submitted. The orange dot represents that I still need to grade it. If it has a green check, that means they completed it. And if their name is grayed out, it means they haven't submitted it yet. Okay, so I have a copy of what the test student submitted, so I can see what answers they typed into the document and what they drew on the document. I can make notes myself as the teacher. So if I wanted to give any type of feedback as a teacher, the student would get it. Okay. Just like the student, I do have to click on the check mark for my work to be stored for the student to be able to see it. I can also type on the document. For the students to see. Okay. If I want to add assignment comments, I can type them here. I can add a document. I can actually give them a video comment on their activity, or I can just record my voice and give them an audio comment, especially for our little ones. Maybe they are not going to be able to read what you wrote quite yet. And then you can give them a grade. Okay. And now you can see the check mark next to the test student saying that I graded that student. And then we could, if there were more people in the class, I'd have more students from a drop-down menu right here. And this is the assignment feature in Canvas.